PK 52, the Saturday morning meeting. That's right, the all-new Trail Hunter. Here's my first video of the Trail Hunter. Here is some ideology, here's some thought process, and here's exactly what the customer is going to do. Why would you not want this truck? This truck is absolutely gorgeous. You need a tent on it whether you use it or not. You need the bed rails so you can put your extra gas tanks and everything, which you'll never use. But I get it. It's an offering that Toyota's never had before. Why wouldn't you want it? However, there's going to be such a limited supply that we really need to focus on getting these trucks to the people that are going to go online and talk about the truck, talk about the capability to drive other people to the market. Let me just give a couple of ideas and then I'll get into Trail Hunter. First of all, the turbocharged 2.4 liter iForce Max has 200 foot-pounds of torque, more than the V6. So that being said, I'll do that on my next segment when I start talking about the TRD Pro. But that is gigantic amount of workability and speed and performance. So we already have that. But don't discount the non-iForce Max, because what we've done now is we've turbocharged the four-cylinder and we've taken the weight away from the truck. So the non-hybrid trucks are going to be the best off-road trucks we've ever had. I mean, the key to going off-road is the least you can sink into the mud, or the easier it is to go over a rise or a rock, the further you can go exploring America. So don't discount that SR5 when it comes out, because it's going to be a beast. But let's talk about the Trail Hunter. If you know anything about overlanders, it's almost cultish. You build your truck, you take it to places that nobody else can go, and then you camp off the grid. Everything you bring, everything you have is built into your truck. So the two biggest overlander conversions out there, if you ever go to one of their overlander events, are Lexus product and Toyota product. They put new suspension on them, they put tents on them, and they build these trucks to go overland. And that's exactly what the Trail Hunter is. So Toyota's now building a truck from the factory to seize that overlander market, and every single year that market is growing. People are enjoying getting out of the city and getting off the grid. So let me tell you a little bit about this truck. iForce Max turbo, four-cylinder, 2.4 liter. I'll talk more about the power in my segment when I go over the TRD Pro, because that's your performance truck. This truck right here comes with a 6-foot bed, and the bumpers now are steel bumpers made for going off-road, and they're high lift bumpers, so they're called high cut. So the bumpers are elevated so you get more ground clearance both coming and going. On top of that, 33-inch tires, standard, on 18-inch bronze rims, gorgeous. So, can you build this thing to go 35s? Absolutely, because this truck will come with an available lift kit from Toyota. So you can easily take the 33s and go to 35s. So we've already got it so you can convert this truck any way you want. If you want to put ARB bed rails on it so that you can put all your accessories, if you want to put a tent on it, the truck's already set up for all of that. Again, this is your, let me give you my diagnosis. I'm trying to get a point A and B. I'm driving through the desert, and I am going as fast as the truck will possibly go. That's the TRD Pro. If I'm climbing a mountain, because I'm going to camp at the top of the mountain, I'm not going to take a thoroughbred racehorse to try to make it to the top of the mountain, because the horse won't be able to do it. I'm going to get this big and beefy and strong and steady and capable pack mule. And I'm going to put way too much equipment and camping gear and my food and everything on this animal. And this animal is going to slowly walk up that mountain and get me where I'm going. So there's your two diagnoses. If I got a truck and I want to be fast off-road, go out in the desert and run fast, TRD Pro. I want something that can go other places that trucks can't go, Trail Hunter. So a lot to think about when you're looking. Let me tell you a little bit more about this truck. The exhaust. Normally you'll see the tips of the exhaust out the back bumper. If you look underneath the Trail Hunter, the exhaust stops right before it gets to the rear axle and goes down. So less chance of anything getting hung up when you're going off-road. I think that's a pretty cool feature. Along with that, the raised intake on the A-pillar on the passenger side, and then the suspension. So if you want to watch some very interesting YouTube videos, look up Hilux and look up the videos and the commercials that they do for the Hilux in Australia. They are hilarious. They'll, drive over a fence, they'll roll it down a mountain, they'll roll it, and they'll keep going. I mean, it's amazing. But that's some of the most rugged daily road driving in the world. So there's a suspension system that was born out of Australia. It's called Old Man Emu suspension. That is on the Trail Hunter. It's a 2.5 liter mono tube with a piggyback reservoir. So it's designed for you to stack the tent on there and all your camping gear and all your extra fuel and everything you need to go off grid. So it's already set up. It's set up, taken care of. The rear suspension is independent. The front suspension has a disconnect for higher travel when you're doing some rock crawling. And then four-wheel disc brakes, gang. Four-wheel disc brakes. Along with a rear locking differential. And again, we've got to make sure the customer understands how you can't teach somebody how to do that on a video. On the test drive, you need to lock the rear diff in, go in a straight line, and show them exactly how to do that. 6,000-pound towing package. And with the Trail Hunter, you get crawl mode and multi-terrain select. So I get to my campground. Nobody else around. I'm off grid. And I'm setting my campground up. I've got outside the bed, not inside the bed, but outside the bed lighting. So I can turn the lights on and I can illuminate my campsite. I've also got inside the bed camp lighting. So really, really well thought out. What would I need if I go off-road? So the 120 outlet was a 40 kilowatt system before. Now it's 2,400 kilowatts, and that'll run nearly anything that you need to be run. So you can bring your equipment out and it's right there and available from 2,400 kilowatts. To get places when you're off-roading, sometimes you have to let the air out of the tires. You're not running 40 PSI, you're running 8 to 12. So the tire has less sidewall and a bigger footprint, and it has the ability to crawl through mud and sand where it wouldn't if it was aired up to the proper air. Now the problem is once you get past that little zone that you needed to let the air out of the tires to get there, now you're stuck. Maybe a hand compress, a foot pump or something like that. No. The Trail Hunter, built into the driver's side rear of the bed, has a air compressor. So again, everything well thought out. There's a pitch and roll monitor, and of course there's the all access camera when you're off-roading. Again, factory lift kits are available. Anything that ARB makes will be able to be associated with the new Trail Hunter. There's so much more. There is so much more. This is a very, very exciting truck. It's a one-of-a-kind, and it's made for a specific purpose. You'll have a lot of customers that are that's all they want is a Trail Hunter. Be smart with your questioning. Ask them, where are you going to go? What mountain are you going to climb? When are you going to go off-road? There's a lot of people that are going to buy a Trail Hunter and they will never get this truck dirty. They'll off-road would be driving it in their front yard to wash it. And this is not who we want to buy this truck. We want accolades. We want online giant stories about what their Toyota Trail Hunter will do. Remember, when you're selling a Toyota truck, and nobody's bought a Toyota in the family before, once you sell that truck to a family, you're almost guaranteed to get a second Toyota. The truck market for Toyota spurs second and third purchases. PK52, the Saturday morning meeting. Trail Hunter.